did about 700 surveys for the preparation for the IG visit. And for those of you who filled out the survey, I mean, you got a chance to talk about things that bug you, talk about things that make you happy, things that need some work, things that you don't want to see go away. And the focus groups are going to capture, the leaders of the focus groups will take that information, capture it, and I think try and zero in on some of the topics that they found interesting. So if you get asked to go to a focus group, there's going to be a spouse focus group, there's going to be military focus groups, there's going to be all kinds of focus groups going on over those few days from the 24th to the 26th. Led by folks that are not from Naples. These are folks from the Navy Inspector General, and they're from D.C., they're from the government, and they're here to help.
Some of the warning signs I just mentioned: ideation, thoughts of suicide expressed, threatened, written. That's a typical one you may see. Substance abuse, increased or excessive use of alcohol, no sense of purpose, seeing no reason or living for having no sense of meaning, anxiety, hopelessness, withdrawal. You may interact with folks on a day-to-day basis when you see someone pull away, or you may see someone not interacting or have no friends. Reach out there and ask if they're okay. You need to just sort of engage a bit. Of course, the signs of anger, recklessness, reckless destructive behavior, mood changes, all those things are typical warning signs. Very few people consider suicide who are actually or absolutely determined or completely decided about ending their life. They usually show warning signs first. Most people don't want death. They want to just stop the pain or stop the situation that they're in. So it's very important to engage early. The acronym we like to use is ACT, and you've heard this before. I like it. It's ask, care, treat when someone is showing the warning signs of suicide. Ask if someone is thinking about suicide. Let them know that you care, and get treatment as soon as possible. So ask, care, treat. There's quite a few resources that we can use. Your chain of command, Fleet and Family Support Center, your chaplains, medical providers, and there's a 24-hour hotline called the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK, and that's a very easy number to remember to act, right? Ask, care, treat.
So for all the folks that are NSA Naples sailors, you've got your 10-week warning already, and get ready, get fit, and let's rock it out on the PRT. Hydrate though before you go, especially as it gets warmer. You want to make sure you hydrate. Hydrate even if it's cool. You want to drink lots of water. Don't get dehydrated. That can lead to some problems. Wear a helmet if you go cycling. If you're getting ready to do the trainer, or the cycling machine is an option, at least for the NSA folks. And this is something. It's good advice. Don't wear the headphones. And I see a lot of people running and biking with the headphones in. Some bases have gone to no headphones over bridges, or some of the things. And it's if you wear the headphones out running, you just make sure that you're not having the volume up so loud that you can't hear anything else going on around you. And if you're out running around outside, especially in the early morning, late evening, where you see the Army guys do it, but wear that reflective belt or upper outer garment, something where people can see you on the road. And then we talked a little bit about vehicle safety as well too. And I think the biggest piece on vehicle safety is the drunk driving, right? If you're going to drink alcohol, don't get behind the wheel. If you're going to travel by car, just give your car a little check. Make sure the tires are the proper pressure. Make sure that you've got water in the radiator or the fluid. If you need to have a spare tire, make sure your spare tire is good to go. You'd hate to have to try and figure out how to make your four-wheel car into a tricycle or a three-wheeler. Brake fluid, oil fluid, transmission fluid, all those fluids, check your levels before you go driving. If you're going to take a long trip, 10-hour drive or something like that, get some sleep. Do what you got to do with that. Probably the best case is to not get on the road unless you're really well rested, so that it's not a problem. But if you're feeling yourself, the eyes start closing, you're nodding off, especially out on the Italian highways, I would recommend pulling over and getting some sleep swapping drivers or something like that. So maybe you find a nice new town to explore if you pull over and off an exit or something like that.
Let your child know what to expect. Adults and children alike are subject to the fear of the unknown. So just talk about it often, and about what's coming up ahead, in terms of where we're going to move next. Make it interesting for the children, and then also encourage your child to ask the questions. Be available to talk to them and really talk. You know, sometimes I find myself talking to I have 3 kids. Sometimes I find myself talking to them and realizing that I'm not paying attention. I'm maybe on my BlackBerry, or I maybe my mind's elsewhere. So and so really, you know, put things aside and focus on them and talk to them, and give them the time that they need. Keep a positive attitude, and that works. You know, communication and positive attitude go a long way, right? Children often look to adults for cues on how to react in different situations. Set a good example. Maintain an upbeat outlook throughout your move. Maintain the routines as much as possible. Routines are important. They give your child and yourself a sense of security and stability. When you can't stick to your usual routines, remind your child that moving is hectic, but once you get settled in your new home, things will go back to normal.